here's some results I'm going to show you from that air monitoring program. And so this is a time series that starts about 2019, ends mid-2021.
June 10th, 2023. Dr. Michael Ketterer, Professor Emeritus of Chemistry and Biochemistry at Northern Arizona University, came to the city of Piketon, which houses the Portsmouth Gaseous Diffusion Plant, which was a Cold War, highly enriched uranium processing facility, which enriched uranium up to 97% of the isotope uranium-235. At this meeting at the Comfort Inn Conference Center, Dr. Michael Ketterer exposed Department of Energy's own monitoring network known as Pegasus, P-E-G-A-S-I-S, which is the PPPO's Environmental Geographic Analytical Spatial Information System, which Department of Energy, EPA, NRC, as well as other contracted corporations that work for the site, use to monitor air, water, soil, and sediment surrounding the plant for chemicals and radionuclides. What did Michael Ketterer find that happened during the COVID shutdown? Watch this.
And so it actually ends shortly before they began with the open air demolition. But it's quite interesting what you see. So if uranium is from nature, it should all be down here by this dotted line. But it's not. So what this means is that during this 2019 time period, they're emitting enriched uranium into the air. It's being detected. This is Lamberson's monitor at their property. It's being detected in their plant. But it's interesting to see what happens when COVID starts, March, April 2020, somewhere in there. Plant activities start. Everybody got sent home. All activities stopped. No more D&D work taking place on the plant site. Look at what the uranium does. It returns to naturally occurring values. The uranium in the air is almost all from nature at that point in time. And that's during the first 3 months of COVID, and then about July, August, it picks up again. I call this the so-called COVID hiatus, and I want to give a shout out to Dwayne Pullman too for his wonderful coverage from Cincinnati and Channel 12, and we talked about the COVID hiatus. You can go and find that footage on their website. We also analyzed filter sections. We find that during the COVID hiatus, the uranium concentrations in the air were lower. There was no detectable neptunium-237 in the air during the COVID hiatus. This is just showing, I'm just making the point that the neptunium is indeed present. The ion count data, I look at numbers on the mass spectrometer. Here neptunium is present, here it's not. Here's before the COVID hiatus, here's during the COVID hiatus. End of story. I call balls and strikes, you know. It's like when I went with my car with the cylinder head problem. I went into the shop and they said, well, you know, here's the picture of the coolant leaking into your cylinders. It's tough to deny. It's the same deal here. I'm just the bearer of the bad news, just like the shop was on my cylinder head gasket problem. Anyway, if we go ahead here. So in mid-2021, DOE started with the open air demolition of the X326 building. This is an in-progress picture. If you go ahead one more slide. This is a video that maybe some of you have seen that Elizabeth sent me from a community member. Here's the beginning of the open air demolition. There's a water cannon shooting debris shooting water at the debris, and there's a tarp up here that's flapping around. If you click on that, I think it will play. You can see the tarp flapping around in the breeze. You know, that's your open air demolition. So I'm not showing any data from what happens after 2021. But I'm just going to ask you the question, what do you think happens? What do you think happens after they start the open air demolition? That's all I'm going to say on that.